Welcome everyone tonight to Saturday Dystopia. And we're ready to start tonight off with a bang with a big steel cage match between the mighty Hercules and Jon Moxley.
The following is a steel cage match. Making his way to the ring, representing the Old Gods from Athens, Greece, weighing in at 331 pounds, the mighty, valiant, unbreakable Hercules!
Ladies and gentlemen, what a way to start off Dystopia tonight. We learned on Wednesday night on Brawl, with Hercules leading the charge, the Old Gods had kidnapped the son of director Charles Elliott. Hercules saying he would come out of Dystopia tonight to await Charles Elliott's demands. In response, the director of GTW himself had gone to Jon Moxley, of all people, for help, going to a monster to dispatch another monster, saying he needs Hercules out of the equation. A desperate man trying to just save his son has now made a deal with the devil, and Jon Moxley will now be facing Hercules tonight in a steel cage match in exchange for a world heavyweight title shot against Dio Sebastian. But the question is, will Jon Moxley be able to carry his word and take out the mighty god, the former world heavyweight champion Hercules, here tonight in our opening match? That's right, folks, right here, right now, our opening match for Dystopia will be a steel cage match.
And his opponent from Cincinnati, Ohio, weighing in at 226 pounds, Jon Moxley!
Jon Moxley, originating his pro wrestling career in the WWE, going by a completely different name, as he ran with wrestlers like Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins in a group called The Shield. Eventually changed his identity, going on to AEW with a hostile takeover of his own. A year straight holding the AEW championship hostage. As of lately has joined the ranks of GTW. Jon Moxley, not known for being an angel, considered a devil himself. Charles Elliott going to him for help. Of course, this is not out of the kindness of Jon Moxley's heart. Jon Moxley says if he takes Hercules out of the equation here tonight, he wants a title match against Dio Sebastian. But first, he must complete his objective. It's not about winning this cage match for Jon Moxley. It's about making sure Hercules does not walk out in one piece. The cage is now being lowered with these two monsters locked inside. And Hercules starting off with the chest, immediately bringing the aggression to Jon Moxley. He knows exactly who he's in the ring with, and he's ready to use Jon Moxley to send a message against Charles Elliott. And there he is, throwing Moxley against the cage wall. Moxley seemingly already taking a thrashing by the mighty Hercules. This might be Hercules being the one saying a message rather than Jon Moxley himself. And there's Hercules with a huge powerbomb right onto Moxley. And there's Hercules getting a little confident, a little too cocky, as he plays to the crowd. Hercules not exactly a fan favorite here. And look at that raw power on to Jon Moxley. And Hercules, once again, taunting his opponent, just showing his confidence. And a flying punch by this mighty god. Moxley now against the corner. And Hercules bringing him to the top rope here. What is he planning to do? He's setting Jon Moxley up. No, he isn't. This is going to be 10 feet off the air. And all that body weight, all that dead weight dropping down onto Jon Moxley. The crowd going absolutely insane in tonight's sold-out arena. Hercules now wrenching the neck of Jon Moxley, punishing him. This was about Jon Moxley coming in to take Hercules out. It was about Moxley looking to take the former heavyweight champion out of commission. But it looks like it's not. It looks like it's not Hercules who's locked inside with Moxley. It looks like it's Moxley locked inside with Hercules as he continues to use that steel cage as a weapon. And Moxley finally gets the counter. Moxley going for the pin right away. It seems his practice has changed as he goes immediately for the win. Jon Moxley now gaining the advantage over the leader of the Old Gods here as he gets those receipts in. The tables have turned. Hercules now in trouble as Moxley starts laying down the punishments. And it looks like he's looking to jump off, climbing up the cage to jump off the top rope. There's Moxley with a German suplex with one. No, he goes for a second. No! A clothesline. And he goes for the pin. But Hercules gets the shoulder up. Here comes Moxley, now lining Hercules up. Oh no! There he is, wrenching the arm. Hercules getting those shots in on Jon Moxley. And a flying clothesline by Hercules. Here comes Hercules, now going to climb the cage. Hercules looking to escape the steel cage right now. Moxley looking to join him. And here comes Hercules, kicking him right off. Oh, what's this? Hercules standing on top. What's he doing here? Jon Moxley just knocked Hercules off the steel cage. That's 15 feet in the air, folks. Moxley throwing Hercules 15 feet in the air. Moxley going for a body slam. Hercules reverses, and here's a net breaker by the mighty god. And Moxley being thrown full force into the turnbuckle. Hercules went to go throw Jon Moxley into the steel cage. Moxley reverse and Hercules going head first right into that steel wall there. Hercules' head flashing right into that unforgiving cage. And now there's Moxley driving that very same noggin right into the top turnbuckle. Moxley now looking to put on the punishment on Hercules. And a clothesline, knocking the back of the head into the cage. And a right hook, knocking Hercules down. Here comes Moxley telling the ref to open up the cage door. Looks like he's ready to walk out of here. But no, Moxley coming back to lay on more punishment. He was looking to walk out the door, but now it looks like he's confident enough to make good on his deal here and take Hercules out of the equation. And here comes Moxley on the top rope with a flying headbutt on a Hercules. Here goes Jon Moxley with an Irish whip to the ropes and a scoop slam onto Hercules. Moxley now going for the pin, but Hercules kicks out before even a one. And there's Hercules getting the boot in. And what's Hercules doing here? He's lining him up. Could it be the Spear God? Hercules nailing Jon Moxley with his finisher move, the Spear God. And here comes Hercules now climbing the steel cage. Hercules on his feet, what is he doing? He isn't! He just did it! I don't believe it, folks! Hercules with a crossbody splash! Off the top of the steel cage! Wait, this is incredible! That's 15 feet in the air! I can't believe Hercules is still going to escape! He just jumped 50 feet in the air! The message being sent to Charles Elliott right now as that cage continuously being used up. And here goes Moxley with a kick to the sternum. And here's a powerbomb by Jon Moxley on the Hercules going for the pin. But Hercules kicks out. And Moxley setting Hercules up, and what a devastating maneuver. Jon Moxley now laying Hercules up for the finisher. Here he is, wrenching the arm. Hercules once again reversing. Hercules once again using that steel cage as a weapon. And there's a tilt-a-whirl slam by Hercules. And here he is, setting him up for one more Spear God. And he nails it. Hercules now climbing the cage once more. Looks like he's going for an escape. No, he's getting back up. He's back up on the top. Hercules now knocking him off. He's getting on the top of the cage. And a frog splash right off the 15-foot steel cage. Jon Moxley completely out cold as Hercules climbs over, escaping the steel cage. And that's it, folks. Hercules is over. Moxley got up a little too late. And Hercules wins tonight's opening steel cage match. Ladies and gentlemen, what a way to open tonight's show here on Dystopia. What an exciting cage match. But I gotta say, Jon Moxley might have bit off a little more than he can chew. He went to this match promising Charles Elliott that he would take Hercules out of the equation, that he would make it so Hercules would not be able to walk out of there. For the sake of the son of Charles Elliott, it was up to Jon Moxley to take Hercules out of commission. But after suffering 2 God Spears and 2 frog splashes off the top of that 15-foot cage,
here is your winner, the mighty, valiant, unbreakable Hercules.
It was Hercules, instead of not walking out, being the one to escape the steel cage here tonight, punishing Jon Moxley. Ladies and gentlemen, that was just the beginning of tonight's show here in tonight's steel cage. We got so much more coming up. Tonight, we got WWE's Asuka versus one half of the GTW Women's Champion Kumiko Tanaka. We have Dio Sebastian and The Witch in tag team action as The Fallen taking on Archangel and their newest member of the Old Gods, Amber Charlliot, who dominated The Witch and Amanda Price on Wednesday night's Brawl. And don't forget, we have our main event later on tonight. That's right, the steel cage was only the beginning. Tonight, our main event will be the whole damn show. The United States Champion, Rob Van Dam, defending the U.S. title against the #1 contender, Adam Col. All right here on Dystopia. But first, a quick 2-minute break as we prepare to hear from former women's champion Amanda Price from Victoria Wong. Victoria Wong here. I am with the former women's champion Amanda Price, who has suffered a massive beating in the hands of Amber Charlliot on Brawl. Amanda, it is rumored you are no longer cleared to wrestle. Are the rumors true? Unfortunately, yes. I suffered a dislocated shoulder and a fractured rib during that tag team match and that assault from the Old Gods outside the ring. However, my good friend The Witch is still 100%, so is her brother, Dio Sebastian. I will let them handle Amber Charlliot and Archangel tonight in their tag team match. However, the doctors say I should be cleared by the Rising Sun on September 20th. So, even though I can't get my receipt tonight, I laid down a former challenge. Amber Charlliot, I want you one-on-one in Japan. Don't disappoint me. And here comes Akima Sake coming out tonight with a microphone ready to address the crowd right here on Dystopia. Brenda Bison, Brawl, you have took things too far. My challenge is no longer just for a contest to determine the title. This is now personal. You will fight me with a sucker punch, but you will not face me in a formal contest. What must I do for you to accept? Brenda Bison, come out here and face me. And it seems Brenda is still just a coward. And Kimasake visibly frustrated right here as she tries to once again call out the women's champion. For a couple of weeks now, Kimasake has been trying to lay down a formal challenge for the women's championship, wanting to compete in what she believes to be an honorable contest in front of her family and her people in Japan coming September 20th on the Rising Sun pay-per-view event. And so far, Brenda Bison has said no. The last time Brenda Bison has declined the challenge, it came with a sucker punch, ending in an all-out fight between the two women Wednesday night on Brawl. And now it seems Brenda Bison is not coming out to Akima Sake's challenge at all, not even responding to her out in the ring in front of the crowd. And I gotta ask folks, how much longer will Akima Sake be patient with our current women's champion, Brenda Bison? Ladies and gentlemen, still to come later on tonight, we have Dio Sebastian, the Witch of the Fallen, taking on the Old Gods in tag team action. We still have WWE's Asuka going one-on-one with one half of the Women's Grand Tour Tag Team Champions, Kumiko Tanaka. And our main event, Rob Van Dam versus Adam Cole for the United States Championship here tonight. We'll be back after just 2 minutes. Hey, Elliot. You okay there, partner? Just getting some air. What can I do for you? So, this might be a bad time with your son being kidnapped and Hercules destroying your boy Jon Moxley in the steel cage and all. But, going back to that tag team title match, I know the Dudleys won, but they had their chance, don't you think? What? You're still on about that? Fine. You want a shot? You can have your blasted shot. You can have your freaking tag team title match if it means that you leave me alone. Okay? So it's you, the Dudleys, and the Hardys at the Rising Sun. And it's going to be a triple threat now. And it's going to be for the tag team titles. And now it's going to be a ladder match. Wait. A ladder match? A triple threat? Mr. Elliot, isn't that, I don't know, dangerous? Yes, a ladder match. Now leave me alone. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back here tonight. We have just learned after Justin Hicks of the Outlaws continues to harass Charles Elliott about getting a tag team title match, despite the fact that the Dudleys won the number one contender match last week on DYSTOPIA. Out of frustration, Charles Elliott has granted the Outlaws their title shot, but now the stipulation is it will be a triple threat tag team championship match, where the Hardy Boys will be defending the tag team titles against both the Dudley Boys and the Outlaws in a three-way match. But to further illustrate Charles Elliott's frustration, just to really hit the nail in the coffin here. He has now made that triple threat tag team title match a ladder match. So now, at the Rising Sun, on September 20th, live streaming at Infinite Fantasy / Twitch.tv, it will be the Dudley Boys versus the Outlaws versus the GTW Tag Team Champions, the Hardy Boys, in a tag team triple threat ladder match that will be live on pay-per-view September 20th. And I can't say I blame Charles Elliott for his frustration. After all, his son is still held hostage by the old gods under the orders of Hercules himself. Making a deal with the devil, Charles Elliott went to Jon Moxley for help, telling Jon Moxley to face Hercules in a steel cage match and take him out of the equation. And the complete opposite just happened, as Hercules may have been the one taking Jon Moxley out of the occasion, using that steel cage as a weapon, completely destroying the man that Charles Elliott made a deal with. As a result, Charles' son is still a hostage of the old gods, and his one trump card completely taken away, as may have only served to anger Hercules. Who knows what his demands towards the director of GTW are now. Going back to the old gods, on the main event on Brawl Wednesday night, Amber Charlliot made her debut not only in GTW, but as the newest member of the old gods. And you heard Amanda Price before with her interview with Victoria Wong. She now has a dislocated shoulder and fractured ribs and is no longer cleared to wrestle and will not get her chance of revenge. However, the witch, still fresh as a daisy, has called upon her big brother, the GTW World Heavyweight Champion, Dio Sebastian, to be her tag team partner tonight, as the two take on Archangel and Amber Charlliot of the Old Gods. Ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, tag team action, The Fallen versus the Old Gods, right here on Dystopia.
The following contest is a tag team match set for one fall. On the way to the ring, the World Heavyweight Champions, the Demon, Dio Sebastian, and the Witch, the Fallen.
Dio Sebastian and the Witch, the son and daughter of the legendary Demon Sebastian, an old veteran wrestler in GTW. These two carry out the legacy of their father. Dio Sebastian holding his father's name by winning the World Heavyweight Championship against Hercules back at Summer Bash a few weeks ago. And then you have the Witch, basing her gimmick off her favorite superhero, the White Witch, created by Infinite Fantasy. The White Witch audio series will be coming on Twitch and YouTube very, very soon. But right now, these two siblings will be teaming up. They take on the Old Gods.
And their opponents, first representing the Old Gods from Westminster, Colorado, weighing in at 263 pounds, Archangel!
Here comes Archangel, the right-hand man of Hercules, making his way to the ring. For years, he has stood by Hercules' side, proving his loyalty and proving his worth, showing that he's not a lackey, but actually is a contender in the ring. And tonight he'll be teaming up with the newest member of their faction, Amber Charlliot, who has proven to be quite the powerhouse against Amanda Price in The Witch when she teamed up with Rebecca Troy on Brawl's main event last Wednesday.
And from Brisbane, Australia, Amber, the Warrior Princess Charlliot.
And here she is, folks, the Warrior Princess, the newest member of the Old Gods. Amber Charlliot, a complete powerhouse, 100% woman warrior, making her way to the ring. Teaming up side by side with Rebecca Troy on Brawl last Wednesday. With very little help of her tag team partner, completely destroyed the Witch and Amanda Price, the two of the top tier women in GTW. Look at her, the ferocity, the focus behind those eyes. She's looking at the Witch right now, realizing that she made a mistake on Brawl and did not finish the job. Only one of the two women ended up in the hospital. Amanda Price, now suffering a dislocated shoulder and fractured ribs, no longer cleared to wrestle. At least not until September 20th pay-per-view event, The Rising Sun. Amber Charlliot looking to correct that mistake here tonight and take the Witch out. However, there's one new factor in this matchup. Big brother Dio Sebastian will be by her side. Will Amber Charlliot with Archangel be able to take on the World Heavyweight Champion? And it looks like we're going to start off with the two men, Dio Sebastian and Hercules, starting off tonight's matchup. And here comes Hercules, starting things off with a grapple against Archangel, but Archangel coming back with a clothesline on the World Heavyweight Champion. And Archangel immediately tagging in Amber Charlliot, giving her a chance to prove her worth against the World Heavyweight Champion right here on Dystopia. And Dio with a counter on the newest member of the Old God, looking to get some payback for what she's done to his sister on Brawl. And Dio now tagging in his sister, The Witch. The Witch now getting a chance to get some payback on Amber Charlliot. And there's The Witch with a flying moonsault onto the Warrior Princess. Witch now tagging in Big Brother Dio Sebastian, the Fallen, showing their amazing teamwork. These two growing up together, idolizing their father, Demon Sebastian, have long learned to work with each other and learn each other's moves and each other's strategies. These two probably know each other better than anyone they've ever faced in the ring. And there's Dio with a flying elbow outside of the ring onto Amber Charlliot. Dio throwing Amber Charlliot back into the ring. He's not looking to win a countout. He wants to make her pay for what she did on Brawl. He wants to make all the Old Gods pay. And there's Amber Charlliot with a possum pin, sneaking in on Dio, but wasn't even able to get it to before the World Heavyweight Champion kicking out. Amber Charlliot once again showing her impressive abilities as she's now physically taking it to the World Heavyweight Champion right now with those massive elbow strikes. Dio being thrown into his opponent's corner and Amber tagging in Archangel. The two going for a double Irish whip against the ropes and a double hip toss onto the demon Dio Sebastian. The Witch trying to go for that tag, but but Dio Sebastian immediately able to take control, and here he goes, tagging in his sister, the Witch. The Witch using that agility that she's known all so well for to dodge Archangel's attack and to gain the offensive. And here she comes, springing off the top rope right on top of Hercules, but it looks like she might have hit her head in the process. And there's the Witch, after clotheslining Archangel out of the ring, finally gets a receipt on Amber Charlliot. And I gotta tell you, for the Witch, that probably felt so good. The Witch, despite her division, has proven herself to be comparable in the ring. Taking out Archangel, she tags in her brother Dio Sebastian, the World Heavyweight Champion. Now going against Archangel. Here comes Dio, lining Archangel up. The crowd going nuts for the World Heavyweight Champion right now, as Dio now lines Archangel up. And here he comes. But no, Archangel with a counter, taking out the World Heavyweight Champion. Dio and Archangel are no strangers to each other in the ring, having facing each other many times throughout both tag team and singles competition. And here comes Archangel, setting Dio up for a powerbomb. No! Instead, he turns the powerbomb into a snake eyes, into the top turnbuckle. He wants to go for a running knee, but Hercules able to get the counter. Grabbing Archangel by the skull, he just tosses him across the ring, and both men get the tag, and the women now take control in tonight's mixed gender tag team match. And there's the Witch with a moonsault, but misjudged her distance. The Witch quickly recovering. She knows what Amber Charlliot is capable of and doesn't want to give her the chance to go on the offensive. But too late, here comes Amber Charlliot sneaking in the pin. The Witch kicks out before one. And now here's the Warrior Princess working in the Witch. The Word getting a counter on Amber Charlliot. The Witch dragging her opponent in the middle of the ring. Archangel go for the tag, but the Witch not giving her the opportunity. This isn't about winning, this is about payback for the girl from Salem. And here she is. She has Amber Charlliot on the top rope with a bulldog right off the top. 10 feet in the air. And the Witch on the same rope. High risk maneuver. She went for a flying headbutt. It looks like she might have hurt herself on that drop there. But it's not stopping her from going for another high risk moonsault right off the top rope. She now tags in Dio. Looks like she needs a bit of a breather here after hurting herself in that high risk maneuver. Dio going for the submission hold on Amber Charlliot. Amber now reversing on Dio. What the impressive Hurricanrana by the Warrior Princess. And look at Amber Charlliot using that raw strength, but the experienced World Heavyweight Champion manages to reverse with his finisher maneuver at the end of days. Luckily for Amber Charlliot, Archangel was able to break up the count because she would not be able to kick out of that finisher maneuver. The Witch now once again on the top rope. Now the legal partner with a moonsault, and look at that air. Look at the air she's gained on that moonsault. The move 100% connecting onto Amber Charlliot. And the Witch nailing her with the finisher, the Witch Trials. But Amber Charlliot gets the shoulder up at the very last second. The Witch now keeping the pressure on Amber Charlliot. Amber Charlliot with the reversal. The Warrior Princess now gaining the advantage over the girl from Salem. She now tags in Archangel. Archangel now gaining a chance to torture the Witch right here. The Old Gods and the Fallen have long since been this heated rivalry. And it just brings Hercules' right-hand man such pleasure when he can torture either one of these two siblings. You see Dio looking on with concern as his sister getting pommeled in the ring by Archangel. You can see his readiness to get in there to help his sister, the Witch, completely in trouble as Archangel goes for his finisher maneuver. And it connects. One, but no! Big Brother Dio able to break up the count. However, it has not stopped Archangel from laying the punishment onto his sister here. The Witch rolling out of the ring, trying to get a moment to breathe, a moment to reconnect herself, and it works. Archangel getting a little too confident, allowing the Witch to be offensive. However, Archangel able to counter the Witch's efforts. And now here's Amber Charlliot in the ring, ready to take apart the weakened Witch. She's now taking advantage of the Witch in her weakened state. Dio trying to get a shot in on Amber Charlliot, but she just took it. He hates that he has to stand there and just watch her get destroyed in this match. Here's Archangel with the pin. 1, 2, but no! The Witch able to get the shoulder up just in the nick of time. And here she comes countering with a Hurricanrana. Archangel looking to get out of the ring to gain some distance, but the Witch not having it. She wants payback. She's not happy with having to be beaten down by these two and wants to repay the favor to the Old Gods. You can see the bloodlust in the Witch's eyes right now. Completely ignoring the count out. She gets her finisher, the Witch's trial, on Archangel. She gets in the ring. We might have a count out here. Archangel's out cold. The Witch tagging in Dio in case he gets up. And that's it. The Fallen win by a count out. Amazing strategy by the Witch, using the Witch Trials, her finisher move, to knock Archangel out to get the win here in tonight's mixed gender tag team match. And we can see from the highlights, in the beginning, Dio taking control in this tag team match. The World Heavyweight Champion was dominating up until Archangel was able to get the upper hand. Amber Charlliot, though, who was able to take Amanda Price out of the equation on Brawl, did not fare so well in tonight's match. It seems the switch of tag team partners made all the difference, allowing the Witch to finally get her receipt on Amber Charlliot here. Before, the Witch seemed to be in trouble as she was getting tortured by both members of the Old Gods.
Here are your winners, the Witch and the Demon, Dio Sebastian.
The Witch thinking quick on her feet, uses her finisher move outside the ring to knock Archangel out to get the win via countout. And the Fallen take the victory here tonight. Thanks to the help of her big brother, Dio Sebastian, the girl from Salem able to get a little payback from Wednesday Night Brawl. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back after a quick 2-minute break. But don't go anywhere. We still have WWE's Asuka versus Kumiko Tanaka coming up. And don't forget, tonight's main event, Rob Van Dam defending the United States Championship against Adam Col. All still to come on Dystopia. Hey, Nathan O'Gray, you got a second? What was that on Wednesday? I was trying to be a good sport. Anyone can be a good sport when they win. Let's see how you do when I wipe that smug look right off your face. I don't know what I did to piss you off, but if you want a rematch, then you got one. Me and you on Brawl. This time, I won't be as nice as Sugar and Spice. There you will go again with that sugar and spice crap. Well, guess what? Neither will I. How about we make it hardcore rules? Sounds beautiful, Nathanal. I'll see you this Wednesday on Brawl. See you on Brawl, you goddamn clown. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. And tonight, we have a guest wrestler from the WWE, Asuka versus one half of the GTW's Women's Tag Team Champions, Kana Nanako. This all started a week ago after Kana Nanako and Kimiko Tanaka were in a non-title match against the debut of a new GTW tag team. After the match, it was Asuka and Io Sky who came out to the stage staring down the champs as if laying down a challenge to them. And on Brawl, after Kimiko Tanaka's singles match, it was Asuka coming down to stare her down, who came out to the ring and stared her down. Tonight, her tag team partner, Kana Nanako, is stepping in to settle things with Asuka right here on Dystopia.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring, accompanied by Io Sky, representing Damage Control from Osaka, Japan,
Asuka, originally from the Japanese circuit, has now come to the WWE. A major star, a member of the Kabuki Warriors and Damage Control, along with Io Sky. But it seems the two have made their presence known here in Grand Tour Wrestling for reasons we don't know, but they seem to have their eyes on the GTW Tag Team Champions. I have no idea what business they have right here in another promotion. But it seems we'll have things settled tonight as Asuka goes one-on-one with Kana Nanako.
And her opponent, accompanied by Impress from Kobe, Japan, one half of the Women's Tag Team Champions,
Kana Nanako, one half of the Women's Tag Team Champions in GTW, being accompanied to the ring by Kumiko Tanaka. These two have dominated the Women's Tag Team division. And for months now, for 6 months straight, have been calling themselves the Tag Team Champions. Whatever issues these two women from the WWE have with the Tag Team Champions, it seems Kana Nanako will be here to settle their differences once and for all in tonight's singles matchup. We see Asuka ready. Kana Nanako ready. The ref ready. And here's the bell as these two women get into it in tonight's single women's matchup. And here's Asuka having Nanako knocked right outside the ring right off the bat. Asuka showing off that strategic demon style of hers, that unforgiving, relentless, brutal style that she's known for in the WWE. And now here she comes, coming at one half of the Women's Tag Team Champions with those martial arts skills that she's known for. And right away going for the pin, looking to make a statement, but no, Nanako able to kick out. Asuka throwing Nanako into the turnbuckle. And there's a kick to the ribs. Once again, Asuka showing off those martial arts abilities, but Nanako fighting back here. Asuka being Irish whipped into the ropes. Nanako going under, going over. She twists the arm, but Asuka with the reversal. Here's Asuka with, again, going for those kicks. The one half of the Women's Champion seemingly getting punished by Asuka right now in the ring. And here's Asuka getting to the top rope. Io Sky in her corner right now. And a missile drop kick by Asuka. And we got J Props in the live chat right now going, yo! What up, J Props? Welcome to the show. And it looks like things are getting heated right now between Asuka and Kana Nanako as they both go for double clothesline. And what's this? There's Kimiko Tanaka in the ring and Io Sky getting in her face. The referee trying to break these two apart. And it looks like Io Sky is banned from ringside. And it looks like Kimiko Tanaka is now banned from ringside. Both women who accompanied Asuka and Kana Nanako have been banned from ringside. With a heated exchange between these two women, both Io Sky and Kimiko Tanaka getting in the ring, getting each other's faces. And both women have been banned from ringside now. It's now 100% one-on-one between Asuka and Kumiko Tanaka in tonight's singles matchup. Here's Asuka gaining the advantage. There she is, just stalking her opponent. She now gets outside. The ring count starting over. Asuka throwing her opponent into the ring. And there's Asuka with a high-flying maneuver. However, the high risk did not pay off. Nanako now with the advantage over Asuka. And here comes Kana Nanako, sizing up her opponent, setting Asuka up with a pile driver. 1, 2, but no, Asuka able to kick out. Asuka now working on the leg of Kana Nanako. And what an exchange. Here comes Kananako. Now, on the top rope, measuring up Asuka. High risk maneuver. And what an impressive cross-body splash by one half of the GTW's Women's Champion. She's now showing this woman from the WWE how it's done right here in Grand Tour Wrestling. And here comes an impressive moonsault by Nanako. 1, 2, but no, Asuka kicking out. Kana Nanako sizing her up with a kick to the leg, and she knocks Asuka down. She now sizes her up, looking to finish up this matchup. Will this be enough to take on Asuka, to put her away? She's using a bridge to pin her opponent. 1, 2, but no, Asuka kicks out. The crowd going absolutely insane in tonight's sold-out show. Screaming out one more time, they want more. They want to see this woman go at it even further. They want to see them take it to the next level in tonight's singles matchup. Nanako throwing Asuka across the ropes. And here's a Hurricanrana by Kana Nanako. And an impressive axe kick, dropping her full body weight onto the inner thigh of Asuka. And here she goes, setting her up. It looks like she's going with powerbomb. Asuka's fighting back though. She's laying in those hard punches to the skull. And an impressive spinning kick right into the side temple of Kana Nanako. There's Asuka dragging her opponent in the middle of the ring. And here she goes, going for the submission hold. Will she tap out? Will this be it? Will the tag team champion tap out? But no, she manages to scurry away. And what's this? What's Asuka doing? She just took off the turnbuckle padding. What the hell is going on? Does this woman not know what honor is? Wait, no. It wasn't a cheap maneuver. It was merely a distraction. It looks like Asuka was setting her up for an illegal move, but it backfired as Kana Nanako gets a reversal with an impressive Hurricanrana springing off the ropes. Here she is slamming Asuka's head into the top turnbuckle. And it looks like she's going for that bridge pin again. 1, 2, 3, and Kana Nanako gets the win on Asuka. Ladies and gentlemen, what an impressive win by one half of the women's tag team champions, Kanako, showing Asuka exactly how it's done right here in GTW. This women's wrestler from the WWE coming to our promotion, invading our turf. And Kanako showing her exactly how it's done. An impressive victory by one half of the women's tag team champions right here tonight on Dystopia. Here we go. We have some more highlights from tonight's matchup. There's Asuka with that impressive spinning heel kick. Knocking the breath out with that German suplex. But Kanako able to get the win right here, using the bridge to support her pin with a 1, 2, 3.
Here is your winner.
Kona Nanako. And here she is, celebrating with her fans here at GTW. She looks a little busted up, but the victory tonight belongs to her. That was smooth, Director Elliott. Using Jon Moxley to try and take me out. Even further, booking me in that steel cage. But here I am, still standing. And now, instead of Jon Moxley taking me out of the equation, it's me who took Jon Moxley out of the equation. You did not stop me, and you didn't save your son. All you did was buy yourself a little time, and nothing more. I'm going to be back on Brawl, and I'm going to have those demands. And this time, Charles Elliott, Director of GTW, if you try anything, any more deals with the devil, any more surprise steel cage matches, any more take Hercules out of the equation, your son's very early wrestling career will be non-existent. Do you understand me, Charles? I will end him before he even has a chance to make a debut in an indie ring, let alone right here at GTW. Do I make myself perfectly clear? We have an understanding, Hercules. I'll be on Brawl. But remember, if anything happens to him, if anything you do, if you, Rebecca Troy, Archangel, or that new member of yours, Amber Charlliot, do anything to my son, it will be the last thing you do. The threats keep happening, Charles. I'll see you on Brawl. No more surprises, no more threats, no more deals. Have a good night, Mr. Elliott. Gentlemen, we are back, and it's time for tonight's main event. Adam Col had a one-on-one match with Joe Henry for the #1 contender for the U.S. Championship. It was Adam Col who came up on top after an impressive contest between the two men. And now, tonight, for our main event, the only thing that can top tonight's opening match with Hercules versus Jon Moxley in that incredible steel cage match is Rob Van Dam putting the United States Championship on the line versus Adam Col. Ladies and gentlemen, coming up right now, our main event, Adam Col challenging the whole damn show, Rob Van Dam, for the U.S. title right now on Dystopia.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the United States Championship.
And here he comes, Adam Col. This man went one-on-one with Joe Henry last week, challenging him in a #1 contender match. The winner would have the honor to challenge the United States Champion for tonight's main event. Adam Col, who has been well known in his previous promotion in AEW, who has for a while been on the mid-card roster here in GTW, will now have his chance to shine in tonight's main event. And I gotta tell you, this is gonna be quite a match. Adam Col against Rob Van Dam. This is a dream match right here. This could have never happened any time before. But for the first time ever, these two men share the same ring in the same promotion. And right here, in this sold-out crowd, in this sold-out arena, the United States Championship will be on the line. And here he comes, folks, the whole damn show, the United States Champion. This man is a pure legend. Making his debut in ECW, Rob Van Dam. He has made his debut in ECW, made a name for himself in the WWE, has continued to further his career in TNA, and now here he is, the United States Champion in Grand Tour Wrestling. The whole damn show, Rob Van Dam. The crowd going absolutely ecstatic for the U.S. Champion right here, right now for tonight's main event.
Introducing the challenger from Pennsylvania, weighing in at 201 pounds, Adam Col! And his opponent from Battle Creek, Michigan, weighing in at 235 pounds, the United States Champion, Rob Van Dam!
Rob Van Dam looking as ready as ever to defend his U.S. Championship against Adam Col right here tonight. And here's what it's all about, folks. The referee showing both men what's on the line. This is what it's all about in the ring. The championship gold. Whoever wins tonight will have the right to call themselves the United States Champion. And here comes the bell. Adam Col starting off strong, flying towards Rob Van Dam. He smells the title gold and he wants it badly. Both men, fan favorites. Adam Col winning fair and square against Joe Henry last week, and now earned the right to challenge the U.S. Champion. And you can see Adam Col immediately taking it to Rob Van Dam. Rob Van Dam now locking up, but hold on, Adam Col getting the headlock on RVD. Rob Van Dam trying to fight back as hard as he can, but Adam Col completely adding in the pressure onto the U.S. Champion. Rob Van Dam going for one of his flying heel kicks. It seems Adam Col has done his homework and studied U.S. Champion within the counter. However, it has not trumped Rob Van Dam's experience as he's able to knock Adam Col down. The two men now locking up. There's Adam Col with an armbar onto RVD. Rob Van Dam looking to be in a lot of trouble as Adam Col continues to add on more pressure onto the arm of the U.S. Champion. Van Dam now reversing the maneuver on Adam Col, the two in a chain wrestling match. And Van Dam now adding more pressure of his own onto the challenger. You see Adam Col struggling, trying to fight his way out of it. His arm being twisted 3 different ways. And there's Rob Van Dam with an arm drag, followed by a springing moonsault. Adam Col moving out of the way at the very last second. There you go, once again locking up. This is truly a contest between two veteran wrestlings in this U.S. Championship match. Adam Col getting behind Rob Van Dam. Rob Van Dam struggling to fight his way out of the hold, but now he's breaking the grip. He gets behind Adam Col now. You see Adam Col now trying to wrestle his way out. Rob Van Dam keeping the pressure on the challenger right now. And here he goes, rolling into a pin. 1, but no, Adam Col kicks out. And there's a counter on a Rob Van Dam. 1, 2, but Rob Van Dam using a bridge to break out, and he slides him over into his own pin. Amazing, folks. These two men going counter for counter in tonight's main event matchup. Rob Van Dam now having Adam Col traveling forward with a rolling thunder by the U.S. champion. Rob Van Dam on the second rope. And an impressive moonsault by RVD. The U.S. champ now sizing up the challenger. He's on the ring apron. What does he have planned? He springs off the rope with a cross-body splash. Adam Col getting his head rung in on top of the turnbuckle. The U.S. champ springing off the top rope with another moonsault. 1, 2, but Adam Col kicks out. Adam Col's technical wrestling experience seems to be outmatched by Rob Van Dam's experience in his high-flying maneuvers. And a nosedive right out of the ring. Adam Col moving out of the way at the last second. Nobody home. Rob Van Dam falling 10 feet mid-air onto the outside mat out of the ring, fighting right here in front of our announcer's desk. And there's Adam Col applying a submission hold, but that won't do very good outside the ring. A stipulation for tonight's main event, there will be no countout. Although this disqualification is still in effect, these two can fight outside the ring as long as they like. There's Rob Van Dam getting on the top rope here, looking to do a high-risk maneuver outside the ring with a leg drop. It looks like it paid off. The move 100% connected on Adam Col. Rob Van Dam now throwing the challenger back into the ring. Despite the fact there's no countout, the match cannot be won outside the ring. Rob Van Dam must get the pinfall or submission inside the ring to win to keep the title. Adam Col with an incredible display of skill, rolling Rob Van Dam into that pin. However, Rob Van Dam able to kick out at 1, and it might be too early in tonight's U.S. Championship matchup to go for the pin. Adam Col once again trying again. 1, 2, but no, Rob Van Dam gets the shoulder up. Here comes Adam Col, getting himself to the top rope, go for a high-risk maneuver himself. And there's a cross-body splash by Adam Col. Here he is, wrenching the head of the U.S. champion. Rob Van Dam looking to be in a little bit of trouble right here in tonight's match. Adam Col now taking advantage of Rob Van Dam, and there he is, tearing the leg ligament off the U.S. champion. Rob Van Dam taking a beating from the challenger, and Adam Col jumping across the top rope with a leg drop across the neck of Rob Van Dam. That was an impressive, devastating maneuver by the challenger, Adam Col. And it's impressive how Rob Van Dam still able to kick out at one after such an aggressive and yet impressive maneuver. And here's Adam Col continuing to play Rob Van Dam as his own game with his high risks. 1, 2, but Rob Van Dam gets the shoulder up. You can see the frustration on Adam Col's face. The U.S. title on the line. He wants to get that 3. He wants the U.S. gold. And here he is, trying to move Rob Van Dam. Rob Van Dam not letting him, but Adam Col still applying the offensive, adding more damage to the already torn ligament of Rob Van Dam. 1, 2, but once again, Rob Van Dam with the shoulder up, and Adam Col's asking himself, what do I gotta do to put the champ away? He goes for the hammer, Rob Van Dam counters. Adam Col getting Irish whip, and Rob Van Dam with a scoop body slam. And rolling thunder by the U.S. champion. He's going for the pin, for the title. 1, 2, but no, Adam Col with the shoulder up on 2. Somehow able to kick out of Rob Van Dam's famous Rolling Thunder special move. And there's Rob Van Dam with the frog splash. 1, 2. Adam Col kicking out again out of one of Rob Van Dam's signature moves. And here's RVD looking to finish things off. A moonsault, but misjudged his distance with that high-risk maneuver. Rob Van Dam quickly recovering with those impressive kicks. Off top rope, moonsault. And it looks like he hurt himself on the landing. That's the problem with high-risk maneuvers, everyone. It is indeed high risk, and even when you connect, sometimes the move will do more damage to yourself than your opponent, and sometimes the payoff just isn't worth it. However, that's not stopping the United States champion from staying on the offensive against the challenger, Adam Col. Adam Col with a surprising reversal on Rob Van Dam as he gets to the top rope now. He's lining the U.S. champ up. Rob Van Dam manages to step out of the way at the last second. And here's Rob Van Dam with an underhook suplex. A moonsault to finish him off. It looks like Van Dam still looking to punish his opponent, to make sure Adam Col stays down. He goes size him up. Adam Col rolling out of the ring to escape what Rob Van Dam might have planned, and manages to take the time to get a reversal on the United States champion. Another crossbody splash by the challenger, Adam Col. And what does he have planned for Rob Van Dam here? RVD and a mess of trouble as he gets sized up, gets measured up. Adam Col setting him up for who knows what right now. Rob Van Dam now Irish Whip to the corner. And Adam Col just laying in that raw power onto the U.S. champion. And here he is, once again, further damaging that leg that was injured earlier in tonight's matchup. Adam Col strategically trying to take off Rob Van Dam, but Rob Van Dam out of nowhere with a pile driver. That might be it. That might be what all RVD needs to win tonight's match for the championship belt. And Rob Van Dam retains the U.S. title. What an amazing main event, folks. I thought for sure that Adam Col might have had a chance, that he was going to take the gold. But once again, another successful title defense by RVD. Ladies and gentlemen, here's some highlights from tonight's matchup. Rob Van Dam using all of his incredible maneuvers that he was famous for, that carried him through ECW, that carried him through the WWE, that carried him through TNA. And that high-flying agility that Rob Van Dam is so famously known for, once again serves him well, allowing him to retain his United States Championship here tonight on Dystopia. What an incredible way to end tonight's match, tonight's event. We had an incredible steel cage match to open the show between Hercules and Jon Moxley, where Hercules was able to turn the tables on Jon Moxley and put him away instead of the other way around. We had an incredible match with Kananako and Asuka, where one half of the women's champion was able to show her how it's done in GTW. The Fallen able to get an impressive victory as it was strategically uses her finisher move to get a ring out win.
And still United States Champion, Rob Van Dam.
And now we have Rob Van Dam, the whole damn show, retaining the US title. However, the threat of Hercules hanging Charles Elliott's son hostage is still in the air. It's still in another. And one must ask, with Charles Elliott's plan of using Jon Moxley to put Hercules out of commission in tonight's steel cage match going down the tubes, what will Hercules' demands be when he confronts the director of GTW Wednesday night on Brawl? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. This is Infinite Fantasy signing out. May your fantasies be infinite.